All right, thank you, Keith. As the Trump administration continues talking about dissolving the U.S. Education Department, education leaders here in Wichita are raising some concerns.
Today, Brock Wilson talked to the local teachers union about what the decision could mean for students and teachers here. Brock?
Well, the head of the teachers union says the U.S. Department of Education funding supports nearly 500,000 Kansas students. She believes nothing good can come from making education cuts.
Oh, I'd like it to be closed immediately. Look, the Department of Education's a big con job.
That was President Donald Trump speaking last month on what he'd like to see done with the U.S. Department of Education. The following day, newly appointed Education Secretary Linda McMahon questioned on Capitol Hill.
I am really all for the president's mission, which is to return education to the states.
But that plan not sitting well with local education leaders.
It definitely is not good for our schools, for our teachers, and for our students, and actually their families as well.
United Teachers of Wichita President Katie Warren says Wichita Public Schools receives $114 million from the federal government every year.
This helps pay for title programs, teachers. It pays for, before and after school programs.
And without that funding, she fears what will happen to those programs. Harkening back to a previous time cuts were made to education.
Teachers didn't get raises. We had to buy supplies for our students. Our class sizes grew. I can only imagine that happening, but on a bigger scale.
But the education secretary says that won't happen.
The department is downsized. Would the states and localities still receive the federal funding which they currently receive?
Yes.
Warren, not so sure.
It would be a big change. I'd be interested to see what that looks like.
And if there are cuts made to education funding, Warren has this warning.
Schools are absolutely underfunded, and taking away this money from our public schools is really going to have a negative impact on our kids.
Now, of course, the big caveat here is that it would take an action of Congress to fully dismantle the education department, and there are likely not enough votes to make that happen. So it will be interesting to see what changes, if any, the president will be able to make solely through executive action. Mike?